Hello, this is Rob Taylor in Miyota, Japan, in the prefecture of Nagano, and I want to start doing some of these video updates for you periodically. And some of the stories I will tell you this time in the future might be something you've read in an update of ours, but I think a video update is good because for those of you who are audio learners and visual learners as far as like looking at video, might appreciate being able to see me live and to hear the stories. Also, I think that, of course, the passion of the story is much better communicated with a live voice instead of just reading an email. So there are so many things to tell you about. Of course, the earthquake happened on March 11th of this year, 2011. And we are very sad, along with the rest of Japan. People are just devastated. I had a student in my class just 2 days ago who just broke down in the middle of the class crying, and it turned into a counseling session, and she's going to come over for dinner, and we're going to talk about those things. And we've had many opportunities like that, so please continue to pray for those kind of opportunities. But I want to tell you a story of why I feel like, and I've said in my updates, that I feel like we're in the book of Acts, or in one of Paul's letters. God is doing so many miracles, and he knew this was going to happen, this earthquake, and he was prepared for it and prepared his church. Here's a wonderful example of that. One of my friends, maybe you've heard me mention his name before, his name is Yoshitaka, or his nickname he goes by is Ikapi. And he's a DJ, and I met him through a friend of a friend, and he asked me to be on his show, and then I got my own show on his longer show, on his radio show. And so that was how we became friends, and I got to know him. Well, he was supposed to live in this area, in Nagano, and we were very excited about that. He made many contacts here. But then suddenly, his wife's church, his wife's family's church in Iwaki, burned to the ground about 1.5 years ago. And so he decided that he had a clear calling from God to go to Iwaki, to move there, and to help his wife's church and the pastor, Mori-sensei, rebuild the church. Well, at the same time that they met this Christian man, he may have been someone in the church, I'm not sure, but his father had owned a pachinko parlor, a gambling place, and he had just died, and he gave it to the son. Well, the son did not want to continue this anymore, so he was happy to close it and sell it to the church for very cheap. And for those of you who don't know anything about pachinko, not that I know a lot about it, but I've seen the buildings, they're huge. And they're just, like a Las Vegas kind of gambling place. Just, not that I know much about that either. But that it's just one big open floor. And so when we went to the church, I was just amazed. First, it's the coolest church I've ever seen in my life. And secondly, the bottom floor is just covered. It's one big room and covered with emergency supplies for victims and refugees. And so God knew this was going to happen. This earthquake was going to happen, and he prepared his church. He prepared Ikapi's church for this time, and prepared for the good works that they're doing right now. And so no one has gasoline in Iwaki, none. And even outside of Iwaki, in towns hours away, they're lined up 5 hours getting gas. 3 kilometers, like 2 miles or more, just to get gas. They wait at closed gas stations for it to open and get gas. And all they can get is just several gallons of gas. They can't fill up or even get half a tank. And so in Iwaki they have no gas, but people from all over Japan have brought gasoline to this church. It's called Taida Iwaki Fukuin Christ Church. It's a long name. But they're doing good work, so they can have a long name. And so they have trucks, and they can take out all of the supplies they have and take them in trucks to the shelters all over Fukushima, all over this big prefecture. And also, victims who are in Iwaki come to the church and get the things that they need. And it is a massive place. You can look on my Facebook page and see, and I also made a video I think I sent out to you that shows the inside of this church, and it really is amazing. Iwaki's biggest issue, they did have tsunami and earthquake problems, but radiation is their big problem. Nobody will go into the city to help them, not even the government. And this is why we wanted to rush in, and Ikapi's doing an awesome job, is because a lot of the people in Iwaki have houses, so they can't go to a shelter. But because of the radiation, nobody will come in and help them. They don't have gas, so they can't leave. So they're trapped in their houses. And they can't leave the house because of the radiation scare and the nuclear facilities in that area. So they don't have water, no lifeline, no food, no gasoline, no kerosene for their heaters. And it's really cold there. And so Ikapi's church, the Taida Church, has been bringing them these things, and they are the lifeline. And now today I got an email saying they're starting worship services and prayer services every day. So please pray for revival. God is an awesome God, and He has prepared them in advance for these good works, and He is moving. There is hope. Thank you so much for your love and your support and your prayers. I hope you have a great day and live it to the glory of God.